As President-elect Trump prepares to return to the White House, it is becoming more and more apparent that he received a huge boost from Catholic-identified voters after Catholics split fairly evenly between Trump and President Biden back in 2020. On Tuesday, they broke for Trump by about 15 points. The Harris campaign skipped Catholic fundraising dinner, the Al Smith dinner in New York, and refused to consider religious exemptions for abortion, in addition to Catholics. Trump also improved his margins among Latino and Black Americans. And here to break this all down for us is Peter Laffin, staff writer for the National Catholic Register, who recently wrote a piece outlining Trump's demographic gains. Peter, great to see you again. In your article for the Register, I know you mentioned the appeal to Catholic voters that each candidate made. Talk to us a little bit more about why there was such a disparity.
Well, and it was a huge disparity, and it's very rare in an election that we see a swing this big, either with Latinos or Catholics or any demographic group. And we can point to some of the outreach efforts of the candidates as evidence, or at least as some sort of cause as to why this happened. I think two major things we can point to that happened that allowed Trump to bring in this coalition. And the first thing is that he just had an overall better message on the economy and on immigration. And those two issues were the most important things in this election for all voters, including voters of color. And this is an amazing stat. He won voters of color overall, one third of all voters of color in the nation. So an amazing turnaround with Trump and a minority vote, and in Catholic voters as well. And the other thing is, I think the Harris campaign just made some very, very bad impressions on Catholic voters of all stripes in the last few weeks of the campaign. I know last time I was on this program, we talked about the Gretchen Whitmer controversy in Michigan, and that didn't go well for Catholic voters, for Democrats getting Catholic voters in Michigan. But the other big one was the ad that the Trump campaign ran continuously in swing states that showed Kamala Harris talking to a journalist saying she would want taxpayer-funded sex change operations for criminals. And the clip was in her voice, and it was played on a loop repeatedly. And I think that went really far in turning off Catholic voters.
Yeah, I have a question for you about this. Trump's selection of JD Vance as his running mate, do you think that helped to appeal to Catholic voters?
It's hard to say if that selection helped him appeal to Catholic voters, but I think it's fair to say that JD Vance became a much stronger vice presidential nominee as this process unfolded. In the last few weeks, especially, he was able to speak to Catholic voters in terms of, hey, this person on the other side of this, Kamala Harris, has a really abysmal record on religious freedom. He wrote an op-ed for the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette about 2 weeks before the election, making this case, saying, hey, this person has come out very strongly during Senate hearings about people who have any kind of a connection to Knights of Columbus. I think he did a better job as the race went on in courting Catholic voters, yes.
Yeah, and what do you think are some of maybe the top issues that Catholics would like to see tackled in this upcoming administration?
You know, funny enough, I think agriculture is going to be a big deal. I think Robert F. Kennedy's role in Health and Human Services is going to be a big deal. And I think Catholic voters, just like all other voters, they want to see inflation come down. They want to see the border dealt with. And this is an incredible thing, especially about Latino Catholics who swung for Trump in a very big way. They trusted Trump on immigration more than they trusted Harris. And so we're going to expect to see some action on this. It's an incredible fact, thinking back 10 years ago, when Trump came down the golden escalator and began talking about the border in a way that many pundits thought, okay, this is going to turn off Latino voters forever, and they actually ended up favoring him on the issue. So I think he's got a real mandate to act on the border, and I think Catholics are right to be concerned about it.
Oh, Peter, great to have you on the show again. Good to see you. God bless.
Thank you. God bless you.